Hi everyone, I'm Hannah. It's wonderful to see you here and thanks for joining me. Today we are practicing yoga to help you wake up. So we're going to begin in a seated position. So choose your seat, whether that's joining me sitting in any cross-legged position on the ground, whether that's on a chair, whether that's on your knees. Choose whatever is going to work best for you. And you can either close your eyes or, if it's more comfortable, just let your gaze soften. And let's just take a moment to simply check in and arrive. So just allowing ourselves to ground down through the base of our seat. And then allow ourselves to grow slightly taller through the top of the head. And just take a scan through the body. Simply check in. How does the body feel in this moment? Coming from a place of rest. And sometimes it can be quite difficult to wake up, especially to wake up the body. So being gentle and kind with ourselves and trying not to have too much of an expectation. And now just bring your awareness to your breath. And again, don't change the breath, just check in. Just see, what is your breath doing? And then finally, just acknowledge what's happening inside your mind. The thoughts you're having, the mood that you're in, the speed that your thoughts are traveling at. And then let that go. Bring your attention back to your seat, ground down a little bit more. Begin to lengthen the spine. If there's any more space, drawing up to the crown of the head, let the shoulders soften. Keeping the back tall and long and active, start to take some slightly deeper breaths. Seeing if we can breathe in through the nose, expanding the belly out. And breathing out through the nose, drawing the belly gently in towards the spine. And with each breath that we take, simply acknowledge and check in. Notice if you are holding tension anywhere in the body that you don't need to be. Let the shoulders soften, let the muscles in the face soften. And just give yourself permission for these next 15 minutes to just be here, be present. Try your best not to get carried away thinking about all the things you need to do today. Just be here, right now in this moment. Beautiful. As you finish your next exhale breath, just gently bring the hands together in front of the chest, interlace the fingers, and just stretch the palms up overhead. Eyes can either stay closed or you can open the eyes if you would prefer at this point, and let your shoulders reach up towards your ears, so really lengthening up tall. As you draw up through the hands, think about pulling up through the wrists rather than through the knuckles. So if the knuckles are lengthening up towards the ceiling, drop them down. Let the wrists lengthen you instead. Beautiful. Lengthening, lengthening. The chest might even start to pop open, so don't worry about trying to keep that alignment of the spine. Let everything stretch and lift. Beautiful. On your next breath out, when you get there, float the arms down. Left fingertips on the floor. I'll mirror you. Right arm reaches up and over, and let's just take a nice side stretch here for a moment. Doesn't matter how far into this you get, but just pause for a couple of breaths. Just breathing into that side body. And thinking about grounding down through both sitting bones as evenly as we can. Beautiful. Come up through center when you're ready. Change sides. Right fingertips or hand down to the ground. Left arm reaches up and over. And just move into this side stretch for a couple of breaths, pressing down through both sitting bones. Lengthening up and away through those left fingertips. And you can look anywhere that feels comfortable with the head. You can look down, side on, up towards your arm or the ceiling, making sure you're still breathing. Let's slowly come back up through center when we're ready. Beautiful. And just give the shoulders a couple of rolls back. And if your wrists are feeling particularly sore or a little bit tight this morning, or whatever time it is you're waking up, may not be morning at all, just give your hands a little bit of a flick, a little bit of a shake. Maybe just do some circles for a moment, both directions, just to get that synovial fluid in the wrists moving to help lubricate our joints. Let's come into our all fours position when you're ready. As always, please feel free to pad up your knees if you are practicing on quite a hard surface or you just have sensitive knees. And as we come into our all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, press down to the base knuckles, soften the elbows just enough so that you're in a micro bend ideally. And just find that length through the spine, draw the crown of the head forwards, pull back through the tailbone, hug in the lower abdominal muscles just enough so you're not collapsing through your lower back. Take a breath or so here. Find your foundation, really connect down to the earth. Beautiful. Inhale, let the belly soften, coming into your cow stretch. Exhaling, contract your center, tuck your chin, push down through the hands. Inhaling, let the belly soften. Exhale to contract. Good, one more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful work. Let's just come back to our neutral flat back position. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips, and just for a few breaths, find a downward facing dog. And feel free to move a little bit in this down dog. If the hamstrings are tight, the lower back might be tight. Maybe you want to shake the head. And when we're ready, let's find our way to the front end of the mat. Walk the feet forwards towards the hands. And we're just going to roll up through the spine. So grounding down through the feet, knees can stay soft. Head comes up last. Give the shoulders a gentle roll. Beautiful. Just coming to stand in our mountain pose. Tadasana, reach down through the fingertips. Tuck the hips ever so slightly. Make sure the toes don't clench. Draw the top of the head long. All right, eyes open. As you breathe in, bend the knees, reach the arms up, biceps in line with ears if possible. Take a couple of breaths here in your chair pose. Stretch through the fingertips. You may like to look down and just check that you can see your toes underneath your knees. So if you can't, push your hips and your shins backwards. Squeezing your center tall. Spine is long. On your next exhale breath, when you get there, folding forwards, forward fold. Inhale, find a flat back position. Beautiful. Exhale, let's step our right foot back. And we're going to take our time to come into a high lunge. So pause as you breathe here and slowly lift up, really trying to find that stability. Find the breath. Beautiful. Arms reaching overhead, stretching through the fingertips. Squeeze the thighs together. Lovely. From here, open into your warrior two. Spin your right heel down. You may need to adjust your feet ever so slightly. Maybe just heel toeing that left foot towards the right side of your mat. Ever so carefully. Check your hands are in line with your shoulders. Check your hips are square. Check your left knee tracks over your left ankle and toes. Breathing here. Weight is even between both feet. Center strong. Okay, let's bring a little bit of movement into this. On your next breath in, I want you to reach forwards, over and back, stretching long through that left side body. And as you breathe out, we're going to kind of just glide our way, bringing that left elbow towards the left thigh, right arm overhead. So let's do that 2 more times. As you breathe in, you're doing this with your breath, keeping the lower part of your body really strong and stable. And just finding a sense of fluidity with the upper half of the body. Nice, strong, deep breathing. Ideally in and out through the nose. Beautiful, last time. Okay, pause with your left elbow on your left thigh. Roll the chest open just a little bit more, maybe looking up towards the sky. Then slowly and carefully, we're going to circle this right hand down. We're spinning into a lunge. And we're going to step our way back into our high plank. Let's take a breath or so here. And on our next inhale, lower your knees. As you exhale, bring your chest and chin down to the ground. Press the elbows behind you. Inhale into your low cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, contract your center, downward facing dog. Okay, let's get ready to walk the feet forwards towards the hands. Take your time, as many steps as you need. And then slowly roll up through the spine. Once again, knees can stay soft. Ground down through the feet. Roll the shoulders. Find your Tadasana. All right, let's inhale. Bend the knees, reach the arms up, taking a few breaths here in our chair pose, stretching biceps past the ears. Center strong, make sure you can see your toes just underneath your knees. On our next breath out, let's fold forwards. Forward fold, straighten the legs if you wish. Inhaling, flat back position. Exhaling, left foot slides back this time. And again, we're finding our high lunge, so take your time. Let the breath just flow in and out at your own pace. So what we're looking for here is a sense of being grounded, having stability, having a really firm foundation. And as the breath flows, see if you can get your mind to just check in with everything you want to be doing in this movement, in this posture. We're going to prepare to spin that left heel down into our warrior two. So we're opening towards the opposite side of our mat this time. And you may need to adjust the alignment of your feet. We're looking for the front heel to roughly be in alignment with the arch of the back foot. So check your arms along. Check your hands are in line with your shoulders. Hips square. Front knee tracking over ankle and toes. Breath coming in and out. Let's get ready to bring that movement into this posture. So as you breathe in, reach forwards, over and back, stretching long through that right side of the body. As you exhale, we're just gliding our way down. Elbow coming to thigh, left arm overhead. Beautiful. 2 more times. So you're just going with your breath, really focusing on keeping stability through the lower half of the body, staying grounded, and then allowing the top half of the body to just sort of float on top. Really enjoying that movement. Maybe just preparing for our day by remaining grounded or starting from a grounded place as the mind gets busier. Good. Coming back, right elbow to thigh. Take a breath or two here. And then we're slowly circling that left arm down, coming into a lunge. And we're coming into that high plank once again. Take a breath or so here. Engage your center. On your next inhale, lower your knees. As you breathe out, chest and chin down to the ground, center strong. Press the elbows behind you. Inhaling into your low cobra. And exhaling, lower down, tuck the toes, engage your center. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. From here, bring the knees down and sit back to a child's pose just for a couple of breaths. And when you feel ready to, you can just gently roll up through the spine. Bring yourself off your knees, carefully, to make your way down onto your back. So as we come down onto our back, just take your time and come down in whatever way works for you. I personally like to get a little bit of core building happening. So I'm quite a fan of rolling down through the spine. But as you come down, just take a long stretch out through the body, however you got there. Lengthening everything long. Beautiful. And then just gently bring the knees in towards the chest, giving that lower back a bit of a rock onto the floor. And you can rock in any direction here that feels comfortable for you. So it can be side to side, it can be circles, it can be back and forth. So just have a little bit of free movement here. Just seeing what feels most natural and needed for you. And let's just take a little bit of a dynamic twist. So if you have space, you can open your arms out long past the shoulders. If you're a bit cramped for space, you can try cactusing the arms, just bending at the elbow, just finding whatever works for you. And we're just going to drop the legs down to one side, taking a breath here. And then just bringing them up through center and just taking them down to the other side. I know when we're at home, we're often working in very tight and small spaces. So if you need to adjust a little bit, that's fine. We're just making your practice work for you. Beautiful. Once you've taken a breath on that second side, come back to center, place the feet down. And if you did have to adjust or shuffle, just make sure that you bring yourself back into a straight line, so back into alignment. And we're going to straighten the legs. If you're using a mat, take the feet out to about the bottom corners of the mat. And I'm going to invite you today to place the palms of your hands just sort of on the sides of your torso. And you can choose whatever place feels most comfortable for them, but I will suggest that you place them, you just find your rib cage. And if you just place them at sort of the bottom of the rib cage, so most likely your fingertips will sort of be in line with the belly button. Your elbows hopefully should be able to rest comfortably on the ground, so we're not having to hold any tension in the shoulders. And either closing the eyes or just softening the gaze. See if you can let the whole body just be soft for this next minute. Let the breath be natural. And just give yourself permission to simply exist, simply be here in preparation to move ahead with your day or with whatever is next for you. Preparing for wakefulness, having energy, feeling motivated. When you're ready to, just slowly let your toes start to flex, let your ankles flex, and then let them point. And just gently bring your palms together and just rub your palms together for a moment. Just generating a little bit of heat and warmth on the palms of your hands, and then just place the palms of your hands lightly over the eyes. They can remain closed. And then just slowly letting the eyes open when you're ready, if they're not already open, with the palms over the eyes. When you're ready to, you can just slowly bring the hands off the face. And just take a moment before you get up and begin your day or begin whatever is next for you. Just take a moment to really prepare yourself. Maybe just thank yourself. Hold a bit of gratitude if you're able to for showing up, even just for a short practice. And if you have the time to stay here for a little bit longer, then I'll invite you to do that if you need to get on with your day. And I'll say thank you very much.